Hey everyone, welcome back to Wolfman's Garage. And we're in a bit of a pickle here. About a month ago, I thought I'd tune up the carburetors. And, well, better yet, I'll let my first attempt at this video explain itself. Hey everyone, welcome back to Wolfman's Garage. And today, we're going to be playing around with the carburetors on my 1974 MG Midget. And we'll see how this goes. So this reads the airflow going into the carburetors. This little red ball in here, it goes up and down. When you place it on the throat, the little ball will go up and down to measure your airflow. Now the trick here is we have to balance the airflow as well as the fuel mixture. So if we can get this set, I think we'll be good to go. I ended up adjusting the idle mixtures, what I could, first thing I saw. So we're going to see if I can get it to run right. Okay. So let's see what kind of damage we can do here. Okay, I think I have it right. Let's see here. Okay, now it's running on both separate carburetors, as you can see here. Okay, now that we have our baseline set, we can start seeing what we can do. Not sure if you could hear me, but it's running very rough. It's actually spitting out of the vent tube on the float, but I have it running and I'm going to start making some adjustments. Alright, as you can see through minor adjustments, I've set the idle at 1,000. So now I have to set the carburetors back in sync by putting those screws back together. I think I did what John Twist suggested in his video. Okay, after much tinkering, I think we got it set at the right idle. Got a bit of a hesitation, but I think that'll blow out when we get it going down the road. So, let me just put the breather back on and we'll go for a test drive. Alright, now that we have our carburetors synchronized the best we can, I'm going to put the breather back on and we'll take it for a test drive. So I thought all was well and good, and then, well, just see what happens. Well, I think I have a solution to our problem, but I'm not going to reveal that just yet. All I know is I got to take these carburetors off, so stay tuned. Alright, so I didn't film it because it's pretty standard procedure really. Just a lot of tight areas to get these bolts and nuts out. So what I noticed is that the intake and exhaust share the same gasket, and they also bolt up in line with each other. So I have a new gasket with what I'm putting on, and I have to clean the old gasket off and put these alignment shims back into the intake manifold. I'm running low on daylight, so I'm kind of rushing this right now, but in the morning I will give you a full rundown on what I did. Alright, well, here's the good and bad. Good news is I figured out the problem. Bad news is I spent $1,200 to fix the problem. See here? These are the exhaust ports. These are the intake ports. You can see where it's cracked and oxidized. That exhaust was blowing into the intake, causing it to backfire, since these share the same gasket.
terrible design. But $12 part, and I just spent 100 times that. I'm past the point of no return anyway. Those carburetors need a rebuild. So I guess we just soldier on. Now, if you aren't one of my friends or regular subscribers, see if you can guess what this intake is off of. It's a Pierce intake, aluminum, but now it's time to put it on, and I'll show you what we're doing here when I get this on.
It's 6:15 in the morning the next day. Mosquitoes are trying to carry me away last night. But I got the intake bolted on and the exhaust reattached. I'm just going to finish buttoning up a few things here, and then we can get to the big surprise. Alright, so here's the big reveal. It's a Weber downdraft carburetor. I guess there's better drivability with these than the standard SUs that come on the MGs. But yeah, it's a 2-barrel carburetor, but it works like a 4-barrel. So first one opens and then the second one. So I'm thinking I'm going to get better drivability and gas mileage with this. So I'm going to carburetor kit. Sorry about all the traffic. I'm gonna put the hardware on the manifold first, and then we're gonna bolt the carburetor up. So stay tuned. Alright everyone, this will be day 3 of putting this in, but a lot of rain and wind and thunderstorms, so I didn't really get much time to film anything. So anyhow, I put a new Wix filter in. That was what they suggested at the parts store for me. I have the carburetor bolted up. Now the throttle cable wasn't linking up properly, like there was nowhere to fit it. So I actually went to the scrapyard and I picked up, let me show you here. I picked up the clamp for the cable for a bicycle, and I crimped it down on the end of the throttle cable, and I secured it on the other side with the nut. Anyways, so I have my choke cable hooked up. It works great. I need to install the breather, the filter, and I need to put the PCV hose on. I need to adjust my idle, the idle screw, and the air-fuel mixture, which is right here on the back of the carburetor. Now I have fired it up and it runs relatively well. Now in the kit it came with a new vacuum advance for the distributor. I'm gonna see if I need to change that or not, but so yeah, I'll start it up for you and we'll see how it runs. Now that started pretty quickly. I'll rev it up for you and show you. Got some great throttle response on that, so I'm excited. I'm going to take it for a test drive after I get the breather on, and we'll see what other adjustments I need to make. So this is the bottom of our breather, the plate for it that mounts to the top of the carburetor. Traffic. This hole here is where this elbow fitting will go, and it swivels so I can mount my PCV hose whichever way I like it, out of the way of linkages or exhaust, things like that. So yeah, I'll just show you how I put it on here real quick.
So, just like that. And then this screws right in. Just like that. I have it all back together now, and I'll show you what the finished product looks like. So, the breather bolts right to the carburetor by 4 little studs, and there's these clips to hold the air filter and the top on. Now, I already adjusted the idle speed. It's just a screw at the back, and I just turned it until the RPM was 1,000, just like the SUs were. I have my PCV routed. If anyone's wondering, PCV stands for positive crankcase ventilation, and what that does, the valve is what basically relieves the pressure in the oil pan, so that way there's no built-up of pressure. That's when you blow seals, starvation to certain parts of the engine for oil. And now that for emissions purposes, they have these routed into the air cleaner to basically burn back through the engine. A lot of older vehicles, well, this is old, but a lot of them have a breather on the valve cover. But this one's emissions from 74. Emissions really started to get hard onto vehicles in 72, 73, so I'm not surprised that a 74 would have that. Okay, so I think it's time for a test drive. Okay, let's start it up. I guess my throttle's sticking. I'll have to fix that, but I think the issue with that is the throttle was rounded to the SUs on kind of a 90. So I'm thinking, now that I've straightened it out, it still has a little bit of a curve to it. So I'll either have to change the throttle cable or lube that up, and hopefully it'll straighten itself out. But yeah, let's see what happens. I also apologize for the bad camera angles. It's very small in this car, so I can't really get a decent view for you. But I'll readjust and then you'll see. Okay. Here's reverse. Well, it isn't stalling, that's a good thing. It's sketchy because I live on a main road. Here we go. Gotta get it a little bit of love here. Oh yeah, that throttle's sticky. Okay. Good power. Good throttle response. What I find neat about this is that it has 2 valves, but it doesn't work like your traditional 2-barrel carburetor. It essentially works like a 4-barrel, but with 2. So yeah, I'm not even on the second barrel yet, so I'll see how that sounds when I open that up. Just waiting on traffic. Okay. Nope. Oh, I think I know why the RPMs are so high at the moment. When I adjusted the timing, I don't think I tightened up I didn't tighten back up the distributor, so I'll have to do that when I get back, but it seems to be, yeah, that's third. I'm only at about half throttle, so we're doing about 50 miles an hour, or I'm in Canada, so that'd be about 80 kilometers an hour, but I'm going to see how it sounds when I really let into it. Oh wow. Not breakneck torque, but yeah. Awesome. Nice and loud. Yeah. Going up a hill. started to load up on me, so I'm thinking that's a timing adjustment, but it seems to be running quite well. I still have to fix the vacuum advance on the distributor. The new kit came with one, so I might as well change it, because I'm guessing it draws maybe a little bit less vacuum than what the SUs would be pulling. So I'll have to fix that to adjust the timing curve. But also need to do an oil change on it because of the SU carburetors. It was flooding too much, so I'm guessing a lot of gasoline got into the oil. So, but sorry if this video feels rushed. Had a hard time tracking down a cameraman, and yeah, I just got back from work. I work in Nunavut, by the way, so I'm only home for 3 weeks at a shot. So if my videos are uploaded kind of sporadically and not rhythmically, I apologize. But I'm working on a way to make sure they're uploaded when I'm away. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you like what you see. Follow me on Instagram as well, wolfmansgarage, for behind-the-scenes footage, outtakes, and just different camera angles, I guess. But yeah, I guess that's it. I'll howl at you later.